Welcome.
Attention, please.
Welcome aboard.
Welcome to the No Comfort Zone podcast. It's time to get out of your comfort zone and live on purpose. Broadcasting to the world from Rockford, Illinois. This is your wake-up call.
Warning.
You are the solutions to all your problems. Stop thinking average. Become the hero version of yourself. Every day, every time, without fail, no exceptions. It all matters. You've entered the No Comfort Zone. It's time for a reality check.
Hey, it's Dan, and I'm back in the No Comfort Zone. Welcome back to you. Glad you're still listening. So here we are. It's about a week into this coronavirus in the United States. What I mean by that, a week, it's a week into me being isolated a little bit, quarantined, not being able to open the doors and be able to do my regular day job. But I've been so busy in the background doing other stuff. And I hope this podcast finds you well wherever you consume your podcast. You know, I know you're going through a tough time with everything that's going on in some way, shape, or form. You have to be affected by what's happening. So my heart goes out to you. We're all in this together. Do your best to hang on. And the podcast today, what I really wanted to get into was, you know, a little bit of hope, a little bit of motivation, and a little bit of inspiration. And I guess the motivation I want to say is you do have control over where you put your energy and your focus at. What I mean is, if you can't say anything nice, really don't say anything at all. Isn't that the way that we were brought up? Isn't that the right thing to do? You know, sometimes you need to be heard, for sure, and I get that more than anybody. That's one of the reasons I created the podcast. But you think about it, you don't have to always tell somebody how you really feel or what's on your mind, because, quite frankly, it's just not warranted all the time. There's a reason that golden rule came up. At West Point, one of the things that I heard was the platinum rule. Instead of speak to people how you want to be spoken to, or treat people the way you want to be treated. The platinum rule there was treat people the way they want to be treated. And I think that's super important, especially in today's time. But some things are better left unsaid. There's another one. A lot of these we can go down the road. And, you know, 2 ears, one mouth, the whole thing. If you got 2 ears, use those more than your mouth. Listen more than you talk. Because right now, a small, simple statement of negativity can go a really long way to mess somebody up even further. If I say this, if you've got 90% of what you do is going to be, you know, you're living in the solution, then that's great. You're going the right place. But most people focus 90% on what the problem is, and they keep talking about it over and over and over again. And anybody that listens to this podcast, what I want to tell you is don't do that. Try to be the difference. Try to be the game changer, where you're the one that's the eternal optimist. You're the one that's looking to build a team and bring it together to accomplish the greater good. That's really what leadership is all about. Sometimes you just need to sit back and observe and watch what's going on and wait for your moment to come where you can inject some positivity, some motivation, some inspiration. Doesn't that make sense? I'm bringing that up because, you know, there's a group of people that are completely away from the normal process or the routine of things. And as I see them outside of their element or outside of their comfort zone, there's a couple things that you can do. A few things maybe. One, you could sit back and watch everybody do what they do and be out of the loop. You know, I don't want anyone to feel that way. The other thing you can do is you can get engaged and stay engaged and help the greater good and move the needle that way. Or what sometimes people are doing is they complain about what's going on. Either they don't understand it, they fear it, which is a part of understanding, or quite frankly, they're just in a bad place in their life. But either way, you know, if there's something great that's going on, that's happening, or people are trying to accomplish something, be supportive and be encouraging and help. And just realize that, you know, if you're part of a team, just realize that you're going to have to contribute. And contributing really is the person that's going to stay engaged, especially in difficult times. Big meeting I was in yesterday, where they said, you know, the last thing that was said in the meeting was, hey, now's the time. People are looking for leadership. People are really wanting you to be that leader. People are really wanting to follow. And I think that's the case. I think people are scared. No one knows what's going to happen. It's a ominous environment. We're always reading stuff or hearing stuff about the coronavirus and how bad it is. I saw a terrible tweet from somebody, Hillary Clinton, you might know of her. It's a terrible, god-awful tweet. And she took a shot at Trump and using this pandemic as her platform. Just terrible. It was on a conservative podcast. Former Secret Service agent that posted that he said this is probably the worst tweet he's ever seen in his life. And she said Trump always wanted to put America first. And then the news article was America tops the charts for number of coronaviruses. And how awful is that? This is a time for the country to come together rather than be ripped apart. It's just bullshit. It's, what are we doing to each other is what I just asked myself, what are we doing? So on a more grassroots level, our level, where we're at in our lives, instead of a political level, or, if you're a leader in a business, if you own a business, if you're an employee, if you're in your household, just try to be that positive light. When I talk about positive attitude in my last video I did, what I'm referring to is simply this. I'm not talking about having a positive attitude just to walk around with sunshine and rainbows and life's great and skipping through the daisies and all that. It's not what I'm talking about. We're far too, mature. We're too far in our age to realize life's not like that. This is a reality check. And that reality check is nothing more than bad shit's going to happen. Adversity is around the corner. We're in the middle of it right now, or you just got out of it. And having a positive attitude is knowing that I positively know that I'm going to impact the solution in a very positive way. I am the solution. I might not know right now what I'm going to do, but ultimately I am the solution, because I'm going to make decisions to live in the solution. I am going to be the reason this problem gets solved. You have to believe in yourself, because you are worthwhile. You are worthy. And now is a time, in these really tough times, in these confusing times, for men of certainty and men of character and men of ethics, and women too, to step up and fill that void, because people are looking for it. So the time's here and the time's now. Be positive. Be the mental strength. Be the person that's not always talking but providing solutions. Live in the solution. Decide what it is that you're going to do for your group, your tribe, your people, wherever you're at, and then commit to it, and then get people on board as a team, and then do it together. But, lead your team to victory, especially now, right? So let's stick together. Let's stay together. But more importantly, I hope this podcast finds you really doing well. I truly hope it does. Hit me at Dan at the No Comfort Zone. Let me know how you're doing, or find me on social media, Team No Comfort Zone. Just started that. And do me a favor. Today's the day. With all these problems and uncertainty, might be the day that you get outside of your comfort zone and find your purpose.
Say goodbye.
Want more of the No Comfort Zone? You can follow Dan on Instagram and Twitter at No Comfort Zone 1.
Bye.
Or on the web at thenocomfortzone.com.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the No Comfort Zone podcast.
Bye-bye.